We're here with Detectives Quinn and Velasquez, stars of TV1's new TV show, Atlanta Homicide. How you guys doing today?
Doing wonderful.
Doing awesome
good.
today.
Doing real good.
You know, first of all, I've known you guys for a while, but I have to ask the question, did you ever think in the time that you've been working with the Atlanta Police Department and working together as partners, did you ever think this would result in a TV show?
No.
Nah, in no way. We meet each other in the year 2000. We just hit the ground running. That's all we knew. Let's get out here, embrace our community, and let's, make some tragedies halfway go away.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we were solving, homicides and working crime scenes and dealing with families. And, we did news and we did local news and we did it to serve a purpose. The purpose was for us is to bring information and light to the case and ask for the public's help. That kind of mushroomed into some other things, Cold Case Files, First 48, some other, national shows. So we got some recognition for that, but that's not what we were looking for. But we're both retired now, so as a result of that, we worked a lot of cases, and this opportunity came for us to showcase not just the work that we did, but what homicide detectives do all over the nation and all the hard work and dedication that they put into it.
And the blessing that it is, it puts a punctuation on our career.
Mm-hmm.
Our career before homicide really meant nothing because while we made a lot of inroads, we did a lot of great stuff in the community, we got the homicide, we took it right back to the people. All the reasons why we did it was the people, the families, the fact that in these situations, there are no winners.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were in a game where there was no winning. All we wanted to do was just ease some wounds. That's what we were here for.
You guys have not only brought justice for families, but for this great city.
And that's just it. The name of the show is ATL Homicide. That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it showcases our careers and some of the achievements, but it also shows the community of the ATL.
Right.
It's recognizable around the world, those three letters.
Mm-hmm.
We are poised and pleased to be ones that are going to be associated with those three letters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This city is, been transformed. I've been here since 1990. Been here 28 years. My partner's been here longer than that. So I've seen the changes. I've seen, the diversity. I've seen, the gentrification for the good and for the bad. So at the end of the day, we kept a steady pace. We get a homicide, we work it. He made a good point, my partner did. He talked about there's no winners here. And the irony in that, and what's amazing is that when you tell a family that we've solved their case, the joy and the satisfaction, and the takeaway from that is when I walk away, I'm like, how can you be happy? But I understand it. It's closure. It's giving them something to move on in life. But at the end of the day, there really are no winners. They're not winning because their loved one's still dead.
Right.
But we do the best we can to give them exactly what they hopefully can use to move on.
What is it about your personalities that has brought something unique and different, not only to your jobs, but to the show?
A true partnership, it's got to have diversity. It's got to have a situation where, I say this a lot, I've said it in open court. I'm analog, he's digital.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a nuts and bolts in the hood round the way, brother, because I grew up in this city. I went to high school here. I know the tone and the tenor of the streets. So when I actually went out in the streets 30 years ago and plied my trade, I knew what was going on out there. I made a lot of contacts. Vinny brings a different cachet. With the cool and the technology behind him, we were able to work together. I mean, he's been around the world. I ain't been nowhere but right here. And what we show in ATL Homicide and what's so great about TV1 taking a chance on us to actually bring this message, this is one of the most diverse cities you're going to find in the Southeast.
Right.
There is a uniqueness about being in ATL, and if you're from Atlanta, it just means you've been living here 10 years or more.
Right.
We're all transplants.
That's right.
When I came here in 1978, it was biscuits and gravy.
That's right.
It was just black and white.
Right.
Now we got sushi happening everywhere. You understand? So that speaks to what Atlanta really is.
Yeah,
it's something that we don't believe the public is really seeing. And in ATL Homicide, with the benefit of TV1 believing, they're going to see the true Atlanta. We believe that.
I mean, when did the idea come about? How did it go from an idea to a show?
So back in 2 years ago, So we have friends that are in this business of, producing TV shows, and we've worked with them either in the news or, different one-off shows and things like that. And they know our personalities. They know how well we got along. They know how successful we were in working murder. So the idea has been, what's out there in this marketplace that, we can showcase the talent that you guys have had. But what was important to us was it can't just be, a show about working homicide. It's got to be, the dedication and the connection that we've had with talking. 2 years ago in my living room, we shot a sizzle reel. Our people took this out into the world of TV shows, and there was a lot of buzz about it. But we finally found a platform that we felt comfortable with. TV One ended up being that platform because I think, and David thinks the same thing, that we can portray this message of not just working a murder, but the community aspect of this thing, the involvement. And we hope, and it's always been our hope, that this show may change the perception of law enforcement. Because right now, it's not that good. And we know, like he says, he's been on the streets longer in Atlanta than I have, working just law enforcement stuff. But it doesn't really matter working murder, burglary, patrol. It's where you're from. I'm from a neighborhood that has been disenfranchised and demarginalized since I can remember. From New York City as a small child to Tampa, Florida, to a very diverse brown and black community. Prostitutes, drug dealers, crackheads, crime, SWAT teams kicking in doors. I was exposed to all of that as a kid. So with that said, if you can take those experiences and bring them into any profession that you have to deal with the public and the community, especially law enforcement, use those things. Don't be, I'm Officer Smith. Don't be, I'm Officer Johnson. Tell people your first name. When we get out of the car in the neighborhood, it's not Detective Quinn or Detective Velasquez. It's Quinn and Vinny. Right. That's who we are. And people respect that, and they know that connection means something. So that's how this show was born. We both retired, and the timing was right. All the juice was put into the pot, the onions, the tomatoes, and we started stirring it.
Gumbo was happening.
There we go. We got something to eat now.
Now, and you've touched on it a bit, but to go into more detail in terms of how the show is presented and whatnot, what's different about this show versus other cops or investigative shows that
Black and Brown. Black and Brown.
Right.
Peace.
You got Black and Brown right now representing, right, a strong male law enforcement role model. Too many times you turn on these TV stations and you got, and I'm not knocking any other show, and I watch them, okay, but it doesn't represent, right, the melting pot that this country is, and all of the other, men and women, right, who are from a minority group who have success and have elevated themselves and become successful in what they've done. You don't see that a lot. So for us, that makes us proud. It makes us motivated to want to do this even more.
Now, with the show having reenactments, has that helped, hurt, slowed down, gone deeper? How's it helped tell the story, make the story different, and get your message across of what you're trying to
the reenactments, the first part of that takeaway is that, we're employing people. Like, we're happy about that. We're happy to the fact that, this show is putting money in actors' pockets. Black, brown, men and women who represent a large majority of the players in all of our cases throughout our years, 17 years. So that's a good thing for us. We're very happy about that. We got to know a lot of the actors. The actors that play me and David on the show are both, believe it or not, Latin and Black. Both. One is Black and Latin. The other one is Cuban from Miami. So it's a good representation not only of, the melting pot that this country and this city is, but it's a good representation of who he and I are and the people that we grew up with. So it's done nothing but help, I think, in the community economically, and bring light to like a talent that maybe somebody may not see, and a story that needs to be told.
And what you're really going to see, you're never seen on TV, and I'm going to say that straight up, you're going to see sisters, strong Black women. You're going to see in those reenactments that are real to the bone, sisters being your crime scene techs, rolling up, doing what they do with the yellow triangles and, stretching out the bodies.
Lawyers.
You're going to see Black attorneys. You're going to see sisters in the medical examiner's office, bringing truth and thoughts to the public, something I've never seen.
Right.
You're going to see a true chocolate city you know, working, making it happen.
Right.
Not boasting, but looking for the truth. You're going to see our people, and we embrace our sisters. Our mayor is a sister. City of Atlanta, ATL Homicide. Don't miss it.